Hello and welcome to this webinar in the Nairobi Inspire Hackathon series. Today we are going to talk about African Innovation Hub. Very exciting, very important topic. My name is Bente Lilja. I'm going to be your host. I'm co-organizing the Inspire Hackathons. So I will take you through this webinar that will consist of both some information about the Innovation Hub, the ideas, and also invite you to ask questions. But before we start on the program, we have this tradition now to give some weather reports so that people can actually have time to enter into the room. And Karel, and we will learn more about Karel later, but first, Karel, what's the weather like and where are you?
Hello, I am in Inočany. It is a small city on the suburb of Prague. We have a very nice spring sunny day, so weather is very nice and seems that spring is really starting here.
Sounds lovely. And I can report right now I'm actually in Vienna in Austria and I'm attending the EGU. As I see, I didn't remove my name tag. It's lovely spring weather here in Vienna as well. I think it will reach 20 degrees Celsius, so almost like a summer feeling here. With that, you have our weather report, and now we will ask the weather reports from you, the attendees. So, and this is a way for you to also familiarize yourself with the chat box, because we want your questions and your comments during this webinar, and we want to have the possibility to answer your questions or to comment your comment or what have you. So please tell us where you're from and what's the weather like as a start. We would really appreciate that. And in addition to write your questions and comments in the chat box here, you will also be able to enter the room if you want to rather say it instead of writing it. But there are a slight condition for doing that. You need to have a good internet connection. You need to have a webcam, and you need to have something like this, a headset. And you need also to use the Chrome browser. If you have that, all you need to do is to locate the hand and raise the hand so I can invite you into the webinar room. So now you know that. We will do this webinar in about 30 minutes. Karel, now you can start with your presentation. Hello, Jeremiah. Okay, Karel, are you ready?
Okay, maybe that for the beginning, some short introduction. Yes, so my name is Karel Charvat. I am working for Klapoposiach Plan for All Wireless Info, and I am also sharing in Open Geospatial Consortium working group for agriculture, geographic information, agriculture, and all these aspects are almost all my professional life. Last year, I am also involved in the building of the Czech Agriculture Innovation Hub as a part of Smart Agri Hub. And I will now turn off my camera.
Yes, I will turn off my camera as well, but we will return. While Karel is sharing his screen and his presentation with us. And hello, Alexander, Antoine, Esther. So nice to meet you here.
So, Bente, do you see my presentation?
I do. You can go ahead.
Okay. I will have could be 4 parts in my presentation. At the beginning, I will try to explain why it's important some agriculture knowledge building. Then I will speak a little about Smart Agri Hub activity in Europe. After this, I will show you what we are now doing or developing in Czech. And in the last stage, I will try to invite you to translating of this what we are doing in Czech to Africa and cooperating with us on the building of some community sharing agriculture knowledge. So, farming sector in last period is really influenced by number of external drivers, and it is this analysis was done for Europe, but I think that it is similar also in Africa. One from the most important are climatic changes. I think that what I saw from your comments or from comments in other pilot, the climatic changes is something what is really demanding for Africa. Demographic changes, energy cost, quality of food. Of course, we have new things in innovation. Sometimes there are play important role policies. Of course, economy is important. I think very important now is sustainability and environmental issue, and I see this issue as very important in Africa, because in Europe we in many countries destroyed our environment, and now for Africa is very difficult or demanding task, because you need to increase the quality of food production in Africa, but you have also unique environment, and I think that this is for the future a very hard question and topic, how to feed all people in Africa and not completely destroy environment. I think that this is something what about is necessary discuss. Of course, public opinion. If we are speaking about farm management and knowledge on the level of farm, we can divide this on three levels of information. First is macro level. This is something what is not very much used till now in a farm management system, but it is important. It could be, for example, information about prices on the market, development of the market, weather prediction. It is more used. So there is some global information which are important for farm. Then we have farm level, what is usually covered by economic system. It could be about the economy, but also about crop rotation, and there exists different decision support system for this. And last is till now maybe not so much used in Africa. It's starting in Europe, and it is field level. Then we are not working with all field as with one information source, but that we are dividing the fields on the small parts, and we are discussing how manage the single parts of the field. And for a right farm management, it is important to connect all this level of information, and connect this also with different these external drivers, yes, because these external drivers are important on many levels, and we need to be able to integrate information about this into decision on all these three levels. And then is one important aspect. If we are speaking about farmers, as in reality, no farmer is interested about data, or maybe that you can find some farmers. The data are not so important. Farmer need to receive some knowledge and wisdom to know what he has to do on his field. So he's person producing food, not person elaborating data, and there is necessary that there will be a huge amount of cooperating players who can help to the farmer from the data to generate this wisdom. Yes, there could be ICT company developing the system, researchers who are telling on the base of the data how he can produce better, advisors, analytics, economics. So it is important that for future knowledge management there will be some cooperation of all these players, and this player will help to the farmers transfer data into the wisdom and to run right knowledge management for sustainable, but also for intensification of the farming. Now in Europe start big movement, and there are built a system of innovation hub in Europe. this innovation hub has the role to support communication about all the stakeholders, to transfer information, data from the farmers, integrated advisors, and support some decisions. So there could be integrated some decision making, but also training together. And now starts a big project in Europe, and the goal is to be able in Europe to build in every country the system of such innovation hub, where people can share their knowledge, when people can share their application, when they can test it, some new solution, because it is important not only to write about new solution, but also to be able to give to people chance to use the solution, to test it, the solution. Or for developers, it's good if there are some existing open sources, say, okay, on this place you can go and play, for example, with the web server for sensors, and you can easily use this and to build your new application on the top, not starting from the scratch. So the system of innovation hub is something what has to collect all players and has to have chance for all players to play together and to bring new solution on the market and to help to develop farming sector. This is one from the biggest project now in Europe. There is 108 partner, and the goal is really to build ecosystem for agri-food innovation, to run some innovation experiment, to connect people to transfer knowledge from one country to other. And this innovation hub are focused on specific region, on specific sectors, on specific technology expertise, and also on business model, because we need now also come with a new business model, and the task is to provide a digital transformation of European agri-food sector. Here you can see what are the part. It is innovation experiment, digital innovation hub, innovation service maturity, competence center, and innovation portal. And this is what we also now a little would like start with our hackathon in Africa, to build some innovation portal and digital innovation hub as community for sharing of information. We have now experiences from Czech Republic, where our team start to develop such a solution, and because we have around the researchers, developers, different people with different skills, we have experiences from many European projects from the past, and on other side we see that only few of this knowledge is used by farmers. So it is important to help to bring the result of the research to the farmers, and we are now trying to build the community about this, because community is the most important. Yes, we can bring some technology tools, but if they will not be community, then nobody will use this, and there will be no exchange of information. Our goal is not only to show ready application, but really, as I already mentioned, to give, for example, to local developers APIs and start to develop new solution. And as I mentioned, the main goal is to build a social space. Later, I will mention also one thing, so what we would like to do, and this is to build a science shop. So here we start to develop the system. What you see is the first version of the system. It is in the Czech. You can see that we are including different things like wiki, blog, to be possible share information, because it will be not one way sharing of information, but the idea is that we would like to offer a real social space where people will share their knowledge, where they will be able to put their articles to discuss the topics. So this is what is our intention. And we are also trying to integrate that already running application and explain to the people what about this application, what they can do with this type of application. And we are targeting on a different group of users. Yes, first are farmers, forest owner, but we need to include service organization. We need to include advisors, government, researchers, students, developers, and citizens. So all these groups are important. You can see the number of European projects which were mainly research projects, and there is number of results which are important for the people, and we would like to transfer this knowledge. And I hope that some knowledge of this project could be also useful for farming sector in Africa, that not all probably knowledge is possible to transfer, but that some from this knowledge will be also possible to use in Africa. And what is the most important, yes, and I think that this is the biggest problem in all world, is to bring information from research to real praxis, yes, to present it new methods, to help introduce new information product on the market, and of course, eventually there could be the possibility for commercial advertisement. Here you can see already some type of application based on Earth observation, which are preparing recommendation for farmers, how to manage their farm. And the idea is that this application will be part of this innovation hub, but also there will be integrated the tools, and who will have interest to develop something own will be able to use also these tools. For this is the most important to prepare the set of APIs, yes, because if you have only software and if you don't have some well-defined APIs, it is difficult mainly for smaller developers to develop something. So the goal is to define large set of well-described API and with the tools, and anybody will be able to test these APIs. And I already mentioned blog, forum, link to social media. One thing what we would like to add is science shop. What is very often problem? For example, you have students on university or teachers on university, but the teachers are not well connected with the praxis, and we would like to build some virtual space where people from praxis will be able to put some requests. For example, we need to improve the methodology for tillage, but we don't know if there is some research about this. So these ideas will be published on this science shop, and on other side, different type of scientists. It will depend on the complexity of the problem. It could be bachelor, it could be master studies or doctor studies. We'll be able to find the request for some research, and we would like to support this on-demand research, which will really help to the praxis. So as I mentioned, sometimes science shops are built as building, but we prefer to do this as virtual space, and I think that also this idea could be interesting also for Africa. And now I am already coming to the vision for Nairobi Inspire Hackathon. What we are now developing in Czech, we would like, in the cooperation with the people from Africa, to start to build also in Africa. And we have now some tools, so we are able to make this available, but it is important that there will be cooperation of many people on Africa side who will help us to start with such experimentation. Yes, so who will cooperate with us could be on the design, on sharing of information, of promoting of the platform. All platform will be based on open source, so there will be no limitation for any people if they will be interested, for example, later to take the solution and run the solution in other country, not to use one common things, but to transfer the solution into other country. There will be a possibility very easy to transform this into any place or update it. So the idea is to make this now as some test how to build such social space, and in the later we will see how we will be successful. But the idea is that this space can be used as common for many countries, or that we will decided that some country or some university will use this solution and will then run and update this solution for their own purposes. So we are looking for people who are developers who can cooperate with our developer team. Designers, we prepare some initial design, but if there will be some other idea, we can discuss. There is important to have scientists, because scientists are able mainly to generate content. Yes, advisors, farmers. It could help to government. And if there are organizations who are interested about some open publishing, they are also welcome. And of course, any developers who would like to test it, some tools, or eventually included some other tools into solution and to show this to other. I hope that on the end we can use this Smart Afri Hub, how we are now calling, as one demonstration place where we will be able to demonstrate also the result of other experiments from Nairobi Hackathon. So this could be also some entrance where we can integrate it and demonstrate result of other groups and to stay with this leaf after our hackathon. We are now able to offer platform for running. We are able to offer a set of tools and some vision about Agriculture Innovation Hub, and the team of skilled people who are able to cooperate, and some members of our team will go also to Nairobi. So here you can see that we start to working also about some potential design, but as I mentioned, if there will be some volunteer designer who would like to work with us also, or developer, this is only the first mock-up, and we will be happy if there will be a real much more cooperation, mainly from Africa, but of course it is not excluded on African countries. So I think that this is some explanation from my side. Yes, here you can find my email. You can email us for us web pages, but we have also other. And now I think that there is more time for question that then will be possible to answer and discuss how we can cooperate in the next weeks.
Yes, thank you very much, Karel. That was a lot of information to digest. So I see we have like 7 minutes. We can go a little bit over for questions and comments from you in the audience. Thank you so much for letting us know where you're from. That was very interesting for us to see, and we see that we are covering a lot of different countries, several countries in Africa, and also all the way up north to Finland. With that, I see that I have one raised hand, and we will try to invite you into the room. Meanwhile, you can think about other questions that you would want to write in the chat box, questions to Karel, or any ideas or comments that you feel would be beneficial for the team. You already have started and moved quite a bit, I think, Karel. So let me see now who I can... it's Jeremiah that I will invite you in. Jeremiah, you will receive an email with the details to go into the room so that you can ask the question. So you will be joining us here, Karel and me. While we are waiting for you to log in, I would like to ask, how important is it for you, Karel, to have the farmers themselves involved in this?
Farmers has to be on the end involve us, anybody who will in the future start use information. Probably at first stage it could be researcher, it could be advisor, but of course in the end we have to focus also on farmers, yes, because this is important. If we will start with the community of the researchers, advisors and different company, it could be good, but we have to thinking about farmers, and we have to thinking that we need to help mainly directly to the farmers. Yes, of course, I know that not only in Africa but also in the Czech, in many cases, probably more important are advisors who are helping with the farmers, mainly to the farmers who has not so high technology. So probably will be good to target at the beginning more on different NGO and this type of organization. But if we will find some farmers who will be interested to cooperate, it will be excellent.
Yes, because in the end, the smart solutions will be will benefit the farmers themselves. That's the goal, right?
Yes, but of course there could benefit all societies. They could benefit. They could benefit countries. They could benefit also cities or other, and in reality they could benefit also people outside of Africa, yes, because if they will be something what will help to improve Africa and not destroy the countryside, yes, it will be also very nice, because I have personally said that I like very much Africa, and I will be happy if something from Africa will stay there. But on other side, I understand that people cannot live like they lived 100 years ago, that they need to improve their lives. So we have to thinking how to build some really sustainable model.
Yes, so I think you mentioned that we want Africa to learn from the mistakes that we have done in Europe, say, with respect, particularly with respect to the potential and conflicts of interest between agriculture and environmental protection, right? You mentioned something about that.
Yeah, we developed well in Europe our economy, but we done a number of mistakes. Yes, it was not only in agriculture; it was, for example, in some part of the world with tourism and other activity. Yes, because any type of activity, if they are not managed well, they can have a negative influence on environment. And I think that for Africa is now a big challenge to be able to learn from our mistake, because this is the best way for the people if you are able to learn from the mistake of others, not from your own. So we are now trying to learn from our own mistakes and to do the things better, but you have a chance to learn also a little from our mistakes.
Yes, it sounds like a very nice motive anyway. Try to learn from our mistakes and not make the same ones. In Africa, with so much lovely nature, and a very varied nature indeed. It's a huge continent with a great degree of diversity. So this smart hub, I see. I'm trying to see if there is no more questions. So never mind me asking questions. I'm asking questions so that you have the time to write in the chat. So don't be shy. Ask questions in the chat or comment on your interest. For instance, this is the first meeting in this group. Jeremiah, I did send you. You should have received an email from Webinar Jam. It might have ended in your spam box because I don't see you coming in here. Maybe you're raising your hand again. No, Jeremiah, I don't see you coming in. But Awet, I will invite you in to the room, and again you will receive an email from Webinar Jam, so look for it also in your spam folder if you don't see it immediately. Yeah, Karel, let's see if I have any other questions in here now. Martin comments, yeah, he says that he likes the idea of the project and he's very happy to be a part of it. And we are very glad that you want to be a part of it, Martin. So thank you for, yeah.
Martin, in any case, during next days, we will present the recording of this webinar, and also presentation will be available on Plan for All web pages. So you can read this, and of course you can contact me and we can speak. I will try also prepare some Skype or teleconference in next days about cooperation.
Yes, because the end of this work will be just before the Nairobi, the East Africa conference in Nairobi on well, the conference starts on the 8th of May and ends the 10th. On the 10th, in the morning of the 10th of May, we will present the results of this hackathon, the remote hackathon. So there's about a month's time to work. You can achieve a lot in a month, but you also have to have some progress. So I guess, Karel, did you already plan a concrete date or time?
No, I will have now to do this in the harmonization with other tasks. Yeah. But I will try to do this as soon as possible. So probably could be that on Friday, probably.
On Friday, yes. Okay. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us here. There's plenty of opportunity to join, right, Karel? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I would like to tell one thing. Yes, this Nairobi Inspire Hackathon is the part of the family of hackathons which we already start to organize in 2 or 3 years ago. Yes, we are working under this brand Inspire Hackathon in many countries. Now we are first time in Africa, and I would like say or repeat what I am telling every time. Inspire Hackathon is not event, it is movement. Yes, so we will be very happy if now Africa will also join our movement, and if we will continue, and if this will become the part of series of such event for the future.
Absolutely. And I let that be the last word, Karel, because now we are a little bit late. We have 2 minutes over, so, and we have more webinars. So maybe some of you will attend the next webinar as well. There will be plenty of opportunities to engage with Karel, as he said, and we are so happy to have you on board. And good luck with the hacking. With that, I bid you goodbye and thank you for now. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.